2 years ago, West Virginia lawmakers gave student athletes greater freedom to switch schools.
Right. Critics call it a high school transfer portal, a door they have been unable to close. Tonight, Curtis Johnson tells us those who were critics, well, might be new cheerleaders.
The freedom to switch schools and still play athletics. Legislation in 2023 allowed West Virginia high schoolers to do just that. Lawmakers allowing student athletes to switch schools once without losing eligibility. Opponents say it has led to lopsided scores and difficulty for some schools to field teams. But despite the criticism, efforts to reverse the legislation never moved downfield. Support for keeping the transfer law particularly strong in the state Senate. Now the Senate's education chairwoman telling me this.
Was your vote on March 8th, 2023 a mistake?
At the time, I didn't believe it was. No. I'm second guessing it. Yeah. The more people I talk to, the more I realize that I think that maybe it was a mistake, Curtis.
The chairwoman had wanted to give it time to see what happens. 2 years later, she says time is up, and she does not like what she has learned.
My jaw drops. We have kids couch surfing. Literally, we have kids that are living in somebody's house, sleeping on their couch just so they can play a sport at a certain school. There are, at the very least, it's trafficking for athletics, and it's something you never dream of.
Senator Amy Grady believes she is not alone. She says she has spoken with others who voted for the 2023 legislation, who now favor a fix to some degree, a change she says from 1 year ago in the Senate. Potential ideas include setting a deadline for switching schools, mandating exit meetings before every transfer, requiring heavy transfer teams play in a higher class, and restricting transfers to 9th or 10th grade. She told me she is committed to running a bill in her committee unless the West Virginia Secondary Schools Activities Commission moves on its own fix.
We're going to look for what everybody would vote for. So we'll find we got to find a common ground that can get passed, and that's the challenging part.
A challenge indeed. 2 other senators voting for the transfer law in 2023, telling me Friday they are against any effort to change the legislation. In fact, telling me controversial moves by the WVSSAC in the past year solidifies their position. Reporting from the Charleston studio, Curtis Johnson, WSAZ.
The state's 60-day regular session begins February 12th after next week's inauguration of a new governor.